Hello everybody, this is our A2 English consolidation class. Well, our topic today is English in the world. And so my name is Kelly Abigail Angeles Alvarado and we're gonna start. As you can see, we have this short paragraph. We are gonna read this paragraph. Luis lives in France. He's studying French at the moment. He shares room with Ernesto from Colombia and Noah from the USA. Luis loves spending time with Ernesto and Noah. He sometimes helps Ernesto and Noah prepare lunch because Ernesto and Noah work. So, what are we gonna do? We have this person, these people, but we're gonna find these words that who does the activity. So only we're gonna find the word. Here we don't need the names. So in this case we have he is studying French at the moment. So our keyword is he. In this case, Luis is a name. So we aren't gonna take this word. Only he. He's studying French at the moment. Also we have the same word. He shares. And also we are gonna find the same. He sometimes helps Ernesto and Noah. But what happened here? What happened in this sentence? We have Ernesto and Noah. So we're gonna replace these names and we're gonna use the word them. We are gonna say he sometimes helps them prepare lunch because now we repeat again the same names, Ernesto and Noah, so we're gonna replace again these names. We're gonna use they instead of Ernesto and Noah. We are gonna say lunch because they work. So what happened with these words? We have he, and he. So we have the word them and we have the word they. So we're gonna use this word them because in this case we have Luis loves spending time with them. In this case they are receiving the action and we are going to use this kind of words. And well, what happened with the following sentence? He sometimes helps Ernesto and Noah prepare lunch because they work. In this case they are doing an activity. They are doing an action. So for that we're going to use these kind of words. So we're going to check these keywords. So we have our keywords today. We have two columns and well, the first, for example, Kelly, I. A student, you. Luis, my father, and a man, he. Mary and a girl, for example, she. When we have mentioned a pet or a plant or a table, we're going to use the word it. And when we are going to mention about students plus Kelly, we. Students, you, and people, they. So we're going to use these words when this person or these people are doing an action. And we're going to use the following column when these people are receiving an action. So we have me. When I'm receiving an action, we are going to use the word me. When you are receiving an action, we're going to use the word you. And when he is receiving an action, we are going to use him. And for the word she, we're going to use her. For it is the same. For the word we're going to use us when we are receiving an action. And you is the same. And they, them. Okay, we have a short conversation. In this case, we're going to use these two words or these two columns, these two kind of columns. And the first person or in the first dialogue, or the first line, we have, can I ask you some questions about your name? Here, as you can see, we have the word I. And letter B, we're going to continue with this conversation. Letter B, okay. Of course, letter A, tell me about your name. What's your full name? As you can see, we have this word me. So that means that I am receiving an action. Tell me. Letter B. William James Thomas Jr. Letter A. Do people call you Williams James? So we have again this word you. So that means that you are receiving an action. Letter B. No one calls me by my middle name. I never use it. We can see another keyword. I use my middle initial when I sing my name. William J. Thomas Jr. Okay, now we're gonna practice with these keywords. First we have he. We have two options. The first option is he and another option is him. So we're gonna identify the correct option here. In this case, he is receiving an action. We're going to use the word he or him. So remember, okay, so we're going to use he because he is doing an action. And so we have that result. We have he is a new student. And we have another options. I don't know, he or him. In this case, the correct option is because remember that we don't need to say I don't know him. This is incorrect. Why? Because we're gonna use the following word him because he is receiving an action, right? But the correct word here is him. So I don't know him. Okay, what happened in the following case? In the following case, we are gonna find this mistake. All this sentence is right. So in this case, only we have one mistake. We have she's Mrs. Kathleen Novak. We call she Katie. So where is a mistake? The mistake is here. She. Is she. Why? Because she is receiving an action. So remember that we're gonna change this word and we're gonna use her instead she. So the correct is to say she's Mrs. Kathleen Novak. We call her. Remember this word her is for instead we're gonna use this word instead she. She Katie. Okay, now we're gonna another keywords. We have this conversation, we have a woman and we have a man. So we have the first line is of a woman. Woman, you've got it. Man, what? Woman, my laptop. Man, this isn't your laptop. Woman, whose is it? Man, it's Karen's. Woman, well, where's mine? Man, oh, Tim's got yours. And we have the following line for a woman. And whose team? Man, he's my brother, but he's on holidays. So as you can see, we have these words in bolts. So we have mine, we have yours, we have mine, we have yours, we have mine. So what is the difference between them? We have these columns again, but the question is how to express position. And we are going to use these two columns to express position, but what is the difference? In the first case, we have the first column, we have mine. We're going to use this word mine when I want to say that something belongs to me. For example, my brother. And remember, these kind of words needs something, needs a person. In this case, my brother. As you can listen, as you can see, we need a person. In the following case, when I want to say something belongs to you, we're gonna use your. And when something is, when I want to say something belongs to him, his. And when I want to say something belongs to she, we're gonna use her. For example, her computer. And for something that, if I want to say something belongs to a thing, we're going to use it. And when I want to say something belongs to a group of people that I am connected to, I'm gonna use our. And the following and the last one we have their, and this word, I'm gonna use this word there when I want to say something belongs to a group of people but I am not connected to. And what happened with the following? With the following column, we have mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, and theirs. In this case, we don't need a thing or a person after these words. For example, this computer is mine. As you can listen, we don't need a subject, a thing, or a person after these words. So we're going to practice with these words. We have the first. In this case, we're going to choose only one option. Only one is correct. So we have, do you live with your parents? Or do you live with your parents? What is the correct here? So the correct is to say, do you live with your parents? Why? Because remember, we need a subject after these kind of words, your. And for example, with another case, yours, we don't need a subject after this word. So the following exercise, we're gonna find the mistake. Only we have one. So we have, I have my life, and they have their. So where is the mistake? Where is the mistake here? And the mistake is their. Remember that in this case we don't have a subject after this word, so the correct is to say I have my life and they have theirs with a letter S. Okay, now we're gonna do a review. We have these keywords and we have the first column. We have I, you, he, she, it, we, they. And these people, this person, we're gonna use it when we're gonna mention that this person is doing an action. And the following column, remember that we're gonna use this kind of words when the another people is receiving an action. And we have another two columns that is to mention position, and we have my, your, his, her, its, our, theirs, and this is to mention position, right? But we're going to use these words when we have another subject after these words. And the following, well, is a little bit different, because in this case we don't need a subject after these words. Well, there isn't a big difference between them. It's up to you to decide if you prefer to use the column my, your, his, her, or if you prefer to use the words my, mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, and theirs. There isn't a big difference between them. So this is all, guys. Thank you so much. Have a nice day and see you next time.